Welcome, Divine Masculine, to a timeless reading of yours. Bear in mind a few things as we get ready for your reading. All right, whatever brings you here is in true form to seeing whether or not anything within the storytelling time is yours. However, bear in mind you have tapped into a collective reading that I seventh am holding at this time. This is not a personal one-to-one connection. So utilizing your discernment is imperative to see whether or not you enjoy anything within the reading and leave anything behind with me that may not have resonated. Keep in mind that although this is Divine Masculine, this is a non-gender specific reading. Masculinity has both feminine and masculinity. Femininity also has femininity and masculinity. Alright, this is one of two sister channels that I run. This is the channel for Bastet to reach the energy, her sister energy. Feel free to check out the description box below, and you will find access to that. Jesus. Alright. Let's see how we can slow this down. In the description box below, you'll also find access to my website that you'll find information as to who I am as seventh, and if you're interested in booking any services that I have available for you through that, you can do so. What else? That's pretty much it. All right, let's get into your reading. All right, I'm seventh, aka Master Seventh, that reads these energies for you. I am a master healer that provides remote wellness alignments and tarot intuitive insights, such as this. Divine Masculine. Okay. I think a lot of people are in agreement that when it comes to the holiness of the alpha masculinity, there's a lot of trauma behind that. However, it is also in tandem to accept in that same tongue that the holy alpha feminine is as traumatized. If one is as, the other is as. So how do we even address abuse done to the collective emotional journey of life? This is interesting because this is like the emotional journey that could not be found in Divine Feminine reading that I just did. Like, absolutely none. It was like slice and dice over there. All right, over here it's more concern to the water droplets of your making, which is very different of a conversation to be had, which brings validity that would kind of contradict the feminine energy reading that I just got done reading. The title of that reading, if you want to check it out, because Divine Masculines are also welcome to check that out, is breathe air into the dominion of your time and space. All right, so if that triggered you, it is pulling you to address the energy in opposite to this reading. Okay, so take that however that triggers you. When it comes to self-identity and not being able to explore the multidimensional pursuits of internal emotions, is that you have been developing over time stagnancy. You have been hardened. You crystallized over time. And in a matter of sheer obstacles, you're going to crack. However, the irony of you being taught this, maybe a bit of a redundancy, like, you know, in the back of your ego, like, I'm gonna crack, or I see myself fucking, like, lose it one day. That is a feeling that will not go away. That shadow is going to keep growing until it finds its authority and take hold of itself. Period. Okay? The fact that you're getting these warning signals, I would not ignore. Okay? And the best way for you to latch on an ongoing anxiety that would perceive the body to resort to negativity receptor response is to hear the following message. You're cracking like a glow stick. Okay? Glowing. Like, ah. Alright, so don't worry about the fucking crack that's happening. However, tend to where it needs to crack. It needs to crack on the inside. Inside. Which means you gotta cry. You gotta maybe cry. You gotta maybe, I don't know, cry. I don't know. Cry. What's up? Your body needs to cry. Some of you are like, fuck that. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. What's that shit that's gonna happen in the next, like, whatever, because you want to ignore that. Okay? And if you can't get close to that, then you have deep mommy issues. Do you and don't you? If I hear the blame game hint over here, I'm just going to say, check a Divine Feminine reading. You'll find what you're about to say over there. It'll be justified over there. Go ahead. All right? If not, fine. But don't cry wolf. If you've matured into, let's say, in adulthood, and you have a lot of responsibilities that you check off, but you ignore one responsibility because that is assigned to someone else, you're holding on to a very vicious grudge. And that is violence. And that violence is going to hurt you. And if you crack that shit and bestow violence on another person, the guillotine is going to come down, man. The guillotine of the hacksaw. Not about physicality, but the guillotine of, like, what the fuck are you doing? Is going to come in and... I don't know how to explain that any other way, okay? But it'll be shown to you clear as day, okay? So fix the inner shit that got you so angry by keeping your mouth shut and stop saying shit to people that is fucking rude. It's rude. Discipline yourself. Seek therapy if needed. Okay? Alright? Or detox yourself from the side effects and symptoms of some of the things that you are consuming on the everyday. Because you don't get to throw a sassy self around, just like you don't want a divine feminine to throw herself around. You don't get to do it either. But before, you've been able to do it tight-lipped and think you can get away with shit because, I don't know, you feel as the King of Wands in this reading, you were the shit. Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. You know shit has been happening in the flow of where you going that has been narrowing down and been like, oh, shit, this is getting very, yeah, exactly. So accountability will be addressed over there. And guess who's going to talk about it? You are. Who's going to be the first one? You must be the first one. So what I'm hearing is what I'm hearing. You better be. You deliver. You deliver thyself is what I am hearing. You have everything and fucking then some. According to Divine Feminine, the world is literally your oyster, so there is nowhere you can go that society won't be like, ah. So, be ah in a way that it cracks you into a beautiful glow and doesn't contradict some of the shit that you're dealing with. Woohoo! Let's see what that was. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Knight of Wands. Felt that shit. I'm like, Yeah, y'all gotta get to work. Yep. Look at that. Look how y'all feeling that shit. Whew! Three of Pentacles with Justice. Y'all getting to work? You gonna work on it? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're gonna work on that shit. You're gonna crack that. You're gonna crack that shit. You're gonna crack that shit into the red, orange, yellow, blue, indigos, and violets. Crack. Oh. Woo! Yeah. it ain't gonna work until one droplet of tea is gonna come out. It's been said. You force that shit, it's gonna be a difference. All right, no force, natural, organic, teardrops. Woo! Just ice is what I'm hearing. Just ice, and not the political one. Yep, just ice. Death. Yeah, you want to be a trigger of your own make manifest destiny and not bring your bullshit. Well, then you put an end that. You better end that shit. If you do not hear me how tight that shit is in your responsibility, I am asking you to hear the beacon of the call that has been echoing within this reading. Listen to the Divine Feminine reading. Just like Divine Feminine, you gotta watch out what you're eating. Whether that's physical, or liquid, the shit that you're watching, listening to, the people you're around. Woo! Same card as the feminine. Yep. Look at that feminine energy coming through. We have the 9 of Wands with the 9 of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups and the Empress. So I am telling you, those two readings blend together very well because you'll see the while you're struggling with the fact like, shit, I really got to address my own personal shit in order to get there. Because when you realize you're there, you're going to be like, oh, I want to keep this. And what you also come with is saying, well, you better go through this baggage. Reduce, reuse, recycle, bitches. All right, bottom of the deck. Yep, you want to have an emotional journey? Let's have it, all right? The Divine Feminine ended with the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, all right? You have the Empress card, feminine energy. You have the Ace of Cups, the union of emotional collaboration is in the flow already. Whatever kind of questions you're asking on the love life factor, okay? All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. All right, I'm wishing you a wonderful. It's much, I think here, shorter than Divine Feminine. So you have time to listen out to that reading. All right, I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of time and space. I mean, you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.